Okay, so I just want to go over a quick OTF failure here that I had. I like this knife. It's a Hogue OTF. I don't know what the exact model is. You can see it there on the blade. But this is a pretty rough use knife. I use it at work all the time, and I don't baby it because it's fancy or anything. But I went to open it, and it wouldn't open. And I was like, what the heck? I thought something was jammed in here, or it wasn't lubricated properly, or something along those lines. And I tried it a few times at work, and it would come out about, I don't know, 3/4 of an inch to an inch, and it would stop. It'd get stuck. And I was like, what the heck? But what actually happened, it was an interesting failure method, was, like I mentioned, it's a rough use knife, and I dropped it, or it banged against something, and you can see this shiny portion of aluminum here. Everything else is anodized, but this is shiny. I dropped it, and it was bent in. Right here. This got bent in, and that's where this shiny raised piece of aluminum comes from. And you can see when I disassembled it, it dragged all the way along the blade here. But what explains it coming out a little bit was it's tapered up here at the tip, so it'd come out until it hits the full width of the blade and it'd lock up. So I ended up having the, not punch, but took a bit of work to get this out of the actual body itself, and it's fixable. I'm just gonna take a little file and file that down until it's flush. A little whatever file I get my hands on, probably like a jeweler's file or something. But yeah, out the front failure. Great knife. It's just, I expect it to work, and it didn't work. There's too many things that go wrong. It's cool for carrying around in your pocket, cool for playing with, and it actually, the blade itself is good, works real sharp, stays sharp, holds an edge. I use a Lansky Edge Pro to maintain it, but I was a bit disappointed in the failure of it. I went from side folders to this, and I actually went back to side folders, which is a whole different story. But I went back to this Gerber. I don't really like it as much, but the reliability is much higher. I've had this for probably about 2 years, and it's never failed me. It does not hold an edge well. It's too brittle, it chips. I'll do a separate video on that. But I had this for about 6 to 9 months, and it already failed. Junk, it locked up. So anybody out there looking for a knife, they're good knives, but I would be careful about using them in a rough use environment, because they don't hold up.